We're going to ease into this one, all right? We're going to ask God to help us. Funk from the front seat, 9 on the Grind TV. Anniversary show. Year number 4, Quattro. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I'm dedicating this to walking out of the dark, which I did last year with Tony Cam and them. So around the world, I need everybody to clap your hands like this. I got my dog, Curtis Wilcox, in the house from Massachusetts. All right, we're going to tap to him in a minute, tap into his brain while he getting himself together behind the scenes. I see you. Woo! My producer today, Mr. Mark Lee. With brutality. So let's start in New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Massachusetts, Minneapolis, Chicago, the D313. What's going on, y'all, in Georgia? Florida, DC, what's going on? South Carolina, North Carolina, what's going on? Arkansas, Delaware, what's going on? Ohio. Oh, big shout out, congratulations to my big brother Bootsy, receiving an award today in Atlanta, Georgia. Much deserved. Yabba dabba dooza, baby. Congratulations to Bootsy Collins and Peppermint Patty. Trendsetters leading the way, y'all. Nothing but the peach funk in my blood. Thank you, Mr. George Clinton. Carlon Clinton, thank you for leading the way, y'all. We need some love, y'all. Brendan, Ohio, what's up? Nevada, Kentucky, North and South Dakota, California, Seattle, what's up, Cindy? I got you, babe. Hawaii, Samoans doing the Humpty Hump, Humpty Hump. Tokyo, Anyang Haseyo, Japan, Germany, Dubai, Egypt. I met a beautiful couple from Egypt the other day, yo. Oh, shout out to my dog, Jeff Roberson, for popping down to see me. New Life Singers. That bro was on the He was on the move, bro. Ukraine, Russia, Israel. Over there where they're doing their thing and fighting. I don't know about it, so I can't comment on it. I just know that it's jacked up. Violence is not the answer. War is not the answer. It's big business, yo. Wake up. Barbara trying to tell you what's going on. Shout out to my dog, Kevin Harrington. Shout out to my friend. Love you, C. Hope you get well. Funk from the front seat. 9 on the Grind TV. Right here. Bringing it live to you. Before we bring Curtis in, I want to just give a few shout outs. Of course, it's our 4th year anniversary show. Linda Scheid is supposed to be popping in too. If you have a birthday or anniversary today, just know that we love you. If somebody transitioned on, we're sorry about that and we feel for you. Shout out to my homegirl over here, love you, Jen Van Der Putten. See you soon. Sending love to you and your family and healing. Check it out. So it's Mental Health Awareness Month. All right. It's a whole month for this. Every day is Mental Health Awareness Day. Okay. So if you got some issues, hey, it's okay to go seek some help. It's okay to check it out. I don't mind telling people I see a therapist myself. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think that a lot of people will benefit from it. I think that if you're in a position to where you're stressed and you're doing a lot of stressful things, it's always good to walk in nature. I did that the other day. I went to Eno Park by myself, sat down, had a nice conversation with the creator, and came back with a fresh, renewed mind, direction, and vision. I have a quote. Mark and I, we used to do this before, but we're going to start this again, Mark. We're going to have our quote of the day. So my quote of the day, and I'll say it at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show. All right. My quote of the day is, remember, your emotional well-being is not determined by the opinion of others. Okay. So I'm going to say that again. Your emotional well-being is not determined by the opinion of others. So don't rely on it. You know, we're all individuals down here. We all got to do what we got to do. I like to pull up these quotes from time to time. They're in my mantras. I'm really blessed to be doing this 4 years in a row, which I can't believe. You know, that's right. We keep it James Brown tight. I can't believe, that we've been doing it for 4 years. So that right there tells you something that's amazing. I see the mothership from the Kansas City trip done flew in on One Nation Under a Groove in her parachute. She's parachuting in now, folding up that nylon. So we're going to get her in a minute. My homegirl, my Linda Scheider, is back there backstage, wandering around, getting it right. So we're going to bring her in. We're going to bring Curtis in, and we're going to get this show started. So y'all sit back. It's going to be a great show today. Welcome to Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Dr. Brookenstein, what up, bro? I love you dearly, bro. We got right now my girl Linda Scheider and my dog Curtis Wilcox is in the house. What's up, y'all?
Yes.
What's up, lady?
Curtis, hello.
How you doing?
Long time no see. How you doing?
Welcome to the front seat. Thank you. How you guys doing? All right?
Yeah, man. Congratulations on the anniversary.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a minute. You know, you was there. So for 4 years, we've been hanging in there.
I'm so grateful for you giving me a little platform to speak my mind sometimes.
Are you kidding me?
Like I told you. You know?
And I appreciate that. That warms my. You're a Funk Hall of Famer, so cool, man. This is like heaven for me. It just is. I feel so honored and blessed to be able to talk to you, reach out and touch you, and see you at the events and sing with you on stage. I mean, it don't get no better than that.
It's been experience, truly.
Yes, it is, man. How you been doing out there? You all right?
Yeah, hanging in here, dude. Like I said, the weather here is like very controversial. You never know from day to day. It rains a lot, thunderstorms, tornadoes. It's almost like living in Seattle with that thing. But the past couple of days have been cool, so I've been outside chilling. It's been good.
Yeah. And we're going to get into the second half of the show and get into that Justin system thing.
Yeah, man, I have a lot I'd like to speak about on that.
I want to hear that. Curtis, so how you been doing, brother?
Chilling, always.
Hey, man, you the man.
100% beautiful comic book. That was so awesome. The way you and Keith killed it. Seriously, thank you.
I know beat those guys up.
I know you guys have that connection because we all do it on Facebook, right? And again, this is our 4th year anniversary, and you guys were there from the very beginning. So I am honored. Mark is honored, and you guys have always supported what I do and trying to help. And I get so overwhelmed with emotional happiness and joy. You know what I mean? Curtis is sending me stuff constantly, and Linda, you on the phone, you and I at least 2-3 times a week, no matter where we live at, helping each other get through some stuff. See, that's real love right there, man. I take a bullet for these people, yo. I ride or die for these people, yo.
And vice versa, truly.
Yeah. Dr. Brookenstein says hello, Linda, of course.
Okay.
He's another dog, and he says hello to Curtis too.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna ask you both a question. I'll start ladies first. Linda, when you first remember what we're doing on this show, right? What did you think about it? And tell me your thoughts about when I first started doing this.
Well, I liked the subject matter that we covered and your approach to doing so, and allowing other people that were on the show to speak their mind too as well. There's been, I hope we've been informative to people that maybe didn't know certain things or weren't sure about others.
Yeah.
And I think the platform, like I said, has been very amazing.
Thank you.
And hopefully it's working. And
yeah. little bit at a time, right? That's what God says. Take one step, he'll take two.
One day at a time, for sure.
That's right. Mr. Wilcox, since you did the original artwork, what did you think of the show when we first got going with this?
I liked it. I liked it. I was shocked. It was like one of the first. You know, I never seen anything like it before.
Cool, yay!
You know,
Yay!
so you know me. I stay tuned every week.
Yeah,
you know,
you do. Locked in, man. You're
just
one of my
to look at my pictures on the wall. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. See,
You
that's
know?
what I'm saying. You know, you stay locked in, bro. You my dog, man.
Got to.
I appreciate, you know, like I said, all the people that watch and tune in and go back and watch during the week as well. And like Linda mentioned so eloquently, the content is always free thinking and free thought. You know, we want people to speak their mind. We don't always have to agree or disagree. We just want people to have a freedom to be able to feel that they can come and talk about funk and make comments. And, you know, Dr. Brookenstein left y'all a comment. Love the Diaper Man comic book. We all do.
Thank you. And thank you, Curtis, for helping me make that happen.
Hey, I want to do a part 2.
I want to ask you guys, Linda, how did you and Curtis link up to get that done?
I think Donna introduced us, right, Curtis? Donna did.
Yeah, Donna introduced us. Yep.
He had done some stuff for Garrett as well. So, you know, we just kind of collaborated and kept in touch. And he sent me some of his gorgeous artwork just for my own personal collection, which I'm also grateful for. Yeah. Because Curtis has a vision. He kind of reminds me a lot of Pedro Bell. His concepts and the way that he draws, very much kind of
Really?
Pedro to me. Speaks Pedro for 100.
Wow.
You know, Curtis, I got a story to tell you. When I lived on Long Island, there was a family called the Wilcox. And remember when I first met you, I asked you, I said, hey, you in Bayshore, Long Island? You related to the Wilcox?
Yeah.
Bro, you look just like them, bro.
That shit's crazy.
And then you said, nah, man, I'm in Massachusetts. I was like, what? I swear, if you took a picture, you look like you could be in the Wilcox family, man. No lie. You know,
must be some handsome motherfuckers, man.
Hey, you know, that's right. And we've been friends ever since.
Right.
Ever since. We've been friends, man. Die hard, man. Before we get into this political thing, right? When we look at the world today, what impact can we have as Funk from the Front Seat members on our young people? Because they're misguided right now. And I feel really saddened for them. You know, Linda, I'm going to let you go first. How can we help our young people?
Well, I guess, you know, it's making them aware. Music has always been a healer in a lot of situations. You know, people relate to lyrics. Yeah. So maybe, you know, musicians need to maybe concentrate on helping get this message across that some of these things that the protesting, Israel and Hamas and all that, we have more important issues at home. You know, I would rather see them protesting about some of the things I see going on in my country, that in our country, not something that's going on overseas.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Curtis, your thoughts?
I have none. I'm scared to speak because a lot of shit be going down, but it's all the devil.
Yeah, you're right.
That's who it is.
And hold thought, because beaming in another true funk soldier just popped in from backstage. Nancy Marie, how you doing?
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome. Linda Scheider, Curtis Wilcox, Nancy Marie. We all Funk from the Front Seat family, and that's a beautiful thing. How you doing, Nancy? How's the weather over there?
The weather is horrible.
You're in Philly, right? Still, right?
Yes. Like summer then went bipolar on us. No, tripolar.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm glad it's not just here in Missouri, because the weather here has been horrible too.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Hey, listen, I live on the island, okay? On the island, you're supposed to see the sun and it's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
Not over here.
It's May.
Not over here.
This is really cool. I got Kansas City, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. This is what God is like saying, yo, y'all got this good. Thank you, Nancy, for the shout out. We were just doing a little bit of a roundtable about how we can help do some things with young people when it comes to shows like this.
You know, I agree with Curtis that
yeah.
people have been speaking on our environment of like the last days and time as the Bible predicted, and you see so many indications of that. I hope that this is not real, that maybe, you know, we have some more time to correct things, but it's really starting to look like that to me. Last days and times.
I agree.
It is. It is. I just, like I said, I don't want to get going on this, but
yeah,
it is.
Nancy, your thoughts?
Yes, we're living in crazy times, and paradigms are shifting and things are being revealed, but I remain hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopeful because as my old friend Ereka Rizarandu told me, power is the ability to create your own reality.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So we have the power to turn this thing around. We just have to get over these systems that are keeping us separated and keeping us hating on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Recognize the power that is within us. I said it before, I'll keep saying it. Nobody's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. Mm-hmm. And the way we save ourselves is that we come together. What's up, Dr. B? How you doing? I'm sorry, just sort of little message.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm popping it in.
So we have to come together and pool our resources, pool our power, pool our talent, get with these young people, let them know that they are loved, they are valued, they have a place in this earth, and we could turn this thing around. It's not too late, but you know, it starts with us.
Yeah, very well said, and you're absolutely right. You know what else too? I think we need to, and Linda and Nancy, you probably definitely would know a little bit more about this than me. I think we need to figure out a way to get national grants that can then be distributed to certain people that they know are trying to be on the come up. Know what I mean? Because I fight for grants in North Carolina all the time. But see, my skin is black. I can't get one.
Right.
And that's just facts, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to have like the LeBron Jameses of the world, people like that, the Oprahs of the world, try to figure out ways to get grants to the working class artists.
Mm-hmm.
So we can then be productive and put that money back into the full art scope. That's the only issue I have with fighting for grants. You know, it's too hard. And I'll let you guys comment on that.
Well, you know, with the feds, the cutbacks, the budget cutbacks, that was one of the big slices, like the National Endowment for the Arts and other so-called programs like that. Statewide, it depends on the state. I think you might have a better shot at getting something like that going on in New York and California. The Midwest, I don't see, as an artist, I paint and sculpt and stuff. I don't see any outlet for my stuff here as there was in Maryland, for example. So, you know, it depends on where you live.
Right.
What's available.
Nancy?
Well, I'd rather not have my comment on the record, because then if the secret gets out, the power holders are going to change.
Then we won't don't do
exactly.
it.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to be cool.
Don't do it. We got your back.
Hear about it.
Yeah, we got your back, and I can tell you there are outlets, and I'm trying to crack that door. You know, and like I said, I have another face in front of me that's a little bit lighter tone that I'm behind.
It helps.
Yeah, it I'm telling you, my dog, Oak City Music Collective, they're out in front of me. So I got the shield, you know what I'm saying? And God is going to make it work like it works anyway, man. Tell me something about, like, we're in this traumatic thing, right? We'll get to be traumatized again. And I don't want that for the country, but I feel it. And we're going to segue into, you know, one of our other important subjects about the justice system. But we're already starting to see it. real quick, and I don't want to glorify it, but I do need to talk about it because it's there. P. Diddy. Okay. All right, Nancy, your thoughts.
Hey, back in the day, the music was the bomb. You know, we grew up on that. Come on,
There you
Biggie, you know, all that. We just really never know. But you got to remember, if you get that much power, you do things.
And power
And
corrupts. Absolute
exactly.
power corrupts. Absolutely.
You
That's
know,
it goes
you
down.
got to remember, money wasn't in the Bible. You know, human
And
wasn't in the
Jesus takes
Bible.
the money lenders out of the temple. Remember
Thank you.
that?
Yep.
He wasn't feeling that kind of hope. That
That
commercial.
boy, he just thought he could do anything he want. And that's people, they get that power, they think they can do anything they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And that works for certain ones of us, not us, but you know, the lighter persuasion of the humankind, if you will.
Of
You mean
course.
white people?
They can do stuff and get away with it, or if they choose to punish them, the punishment is not as severe as it is when it comes to us, you know. So
Okay.
like
You segue me into my whole spiel today, because for some reason this seems very important to me because of things that are going on right now in this doggone country. The two-tier justice system. There's a justice system for the rich and powerful, specifically the whites.
Mm-hmm.
OJ was an exception.
Yeah.
And the same thing that goes for the average person that cannot get away with any of the things that we see the rich and powerful do. Trump, a perfect example. Okay. The justice system has been politicized. You can see that with all the Republican judges in the country who are giving, once again, Trump and others a lot of passes, like Connor delaying his trial about the documents, his appeal for the Carol case where they took like 300 million off the table for her to get her settlement. Once again, looking out for Trump. It's just, you know, I think the Supreme Court especially needs to be overhauled. There need to be time limits put into those people. And definitely Thomas and Alito need to recuse themselves off the Trump case. They are so obviously biased that you really are looking at the possibility of this man actually getting away with the incitement of January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
They're pushing that to make that happen, which gives him leeway to become our president again and do all the ugly things that he's planning to do when he does.
Yeah. Nancy, your thoughts?
We were talking about power. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Linda said it all.
Yeah.
Linda,
I mean, look at Tommy Tuberville. He did not want anybody in the armed forces to get a raise, have a promotion, have a leader for months. But all of a sudden, he's sitting in the front door of the courthouse, sucking up to Trump. Yep. And for all those clowns to show up there in identical outfits, identical ties, and spout the same rhetoric was jokeable. Who could possibly take them? And the Speaker of the House center front for that debacle, it was crazy. I laughed. I said, these fools have lost their minds. They've lost their damn minds.
Yeah, it's funny because when we started this show, it was in that first era of that gentleman. You know, now here we are 4 years later, and we're getting ready to try to figure it out again as a country.
right.
My message to the country, and I said this at my show, Shakori Hills, right, is like, I don't hate, you know, the country, and I don't hate the military, but I do dislike how we have very little control over our money, tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
like I know all of us would feel the same way, Mark included. I don't want my tax dollars to always go for war.
For war.
Right.
When there's always an alternative, they just choose not to do it because money, the arms industry is also one of the power brokers in our country and
a big business
across the world.
It's
you
big
know,
business. Yep.
that's where some of the big money is.
Yeah.
Always.
And
A lot of people don't realize we're sponsoring both sides sometimes
Mm-hmm.
with our weapons. It says "Made in America," and then the guy's like, "Yeah, but this says Made in America too." So you know, you see, right?
you're right. You are not lying.
So
And the
it's
thing
like,
that's infuriating is, like, always around election time, the spiel is always, education. We're going to do this for education. We're going to do that for education. And then when the rubber hits the road, they do something for education. They cut the funds. They pull everything creative out of the curriculum.
Exactly.
Recognizing that we are creative beings. If we're made in the image and the likeness of God, and God is creator, then what the heck are we? And so they take all this stuff away from us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at China, them children in China, like, from the time that they could crawl, they're learning music, right? And they kick our behinds in mathematics because that nation understands the correlation between music and mathematics. And they just, awesome musicians, yeah, but the fact that they have that foundation and can translate it over into math.
Mm-hmm.
But they pull the music out of the school, everything creative,
Arts,
school,
yes.
art, right? So now here you have a bunch of creative beings with nothing to create. So what do? They start destroying everything, because destruction is
getting in trouble.
Creativity
Getting
as well. So they have to find an outlet for all that power, all that energy. So now they're out here shooting each other up, destroying property, and it was all by design, so that they could develop this prison to pipeline and determine, those standardized tests that, whose standard are we testing on? It's all a plan to map out, okay, how many prisons do we need to build for this graduating class, because they don't meet the standard, if you will. So it's like, again, we need to come together and cut through the BS. That's all.
Y'all are totally slam dunking it, bro. Y'all.
Nah,
Boom.
I'm just thinking, I just don't want to get in trouble again.
Now, it's become a money-making scheme. Judges have been found to be in cahoots with the prisons to make sure that their quotas are raised up high enough so the money keeps coming in. It's always about money. Yep. And the justice system, once again, I have to also speak on something else. I saw a very interesting documentary type movie on the prisons on death row, specifically in Alabama, where this one Black attorney who he was Harvard schooled, he personally had gotten 140 people off of death row. One man was on death row for 29 years for 2 homicides that he had nothing to do with. Yep. He was picked up in Alabama because they said, "You look like the nigga we need to use for this," and put him jail for 29 years, straight to death row.
They can do that. They can do that.
Still going
when you guys are talking about guns,
gangs in certain places in the South.
When you're talking about guns these kids have and the Army have, those are toys, because the government got little tiny bugs that can fly in your house and shoot you up. They can drop something on you and you get cancer. There's a whole lot of things I want to talk about, but I'm on Zach's show and I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, we haven't been kicked off yet. They just harassed me about playing music, but we haven't been kicked off yet, because you know what? We're not really putting out military secrets or stuff that people don't know. This is an opinionated platform of conversation.
Yeah,
and
so
I think
YouTube informing.
Yes,
and I think
World Trade Center. YouTube respects that, because we don't denigrate or say go do this or that. Like the first thing I said at the top is, hey, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so we want people to be mentally, well, of all bases. The reason why I love you guys.
There's so much strife in the world that it's very difficult to go through your normal day of life and not have issue with something.
Yeah.
Financial, government, war going on all around us.
Yep.
Just our basic racial tension.
That's right. That's right. And I'm going to touch on that because I went to a march last week and I'll tell you about it. The reason why I love you guys so much, though, is because despite all of these obstacles, you as Black women and queens have overcome that. Curtis, you as a Black king have overcome that. And we're not racist, of course not, but as Black people, we know, we can feel, we can sense when our skin color will come before our representation of who we are as a person.
Absolutely.
People don't see me when I walk in the store as, oh, Zach, you're whatever. They first gonna, for a split second, even if it's a split second, that's enough for us to feel that as sensitive human beings. And see, this is what I try to explain to my non-Black brothers and sisters. It's not a hate thing. It's just something we feel, like I'm not really understanding about the Jewish Palestine thing, because like Linda said earlier, I'm focused on here. I went to a march and spoke at a rally 2 weeks ago for housing. We're trying to start a tenants union down here for housing because there isn't one. There's no laws across the country. Kansas City has one. Philadelphia has one. California has several. New York, of course. But out of 50, how many countries, very few have tenant laws on the books.
You mean 50 states?
Yeah, 50 states, yeah. And I'm like, but this is 2024. I'm finding this out. I was like, what? There's no law? How is this possible?
Yeah.
I've always said on this show several times, the reason I'm not still in my home state, I could not find any affordable housing. And if there was something affordable, there was a 1 or 2 year wait list, and I didn't have opportunity to stay that long.
Yeah. That's what I'm dealing with right now.
City.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Choice.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But getting back to the political thing, right? We're hanging out with Nancy Marie, anniversary show, Linda Scheider, of course, my dog Curtis Wilcox, Mark Lee's back there eating and drinking. I see you sipping right there, Mark. Wait, I'm gonna bring him up. I'm gonna call him out. Nancy, I got to call him out. I always mess with Mark. Gotta call him out. What is that?
Honest Kids organic juice, because like I said, it was something they had with the kids camp over here, so it's an organic apple juice.
Yeah, I'm sure it's organic tequila.
Nope, just Honest Kids.
Mark got tequila in there, y'all. Don't let him fool you.
No. Like I said, nothing like that at all. I wish, baby, but y'all bringing up something that was quite interesting earlier, and just really quickly, because I know you'll have me coming on early, but I had the pleasure this weekend of attending a conference, and it was actually around finances. It was about impact financing, but it was interesting seeing a lot of brothers and sisters from around the country. It's called Cityscapes, and it was a group of folks that were in downtown Durham, and I literally stumbled across them because I was doing a walking tour. So they had me doing the walking tour, so then I went back and learned about these folks. So there are folks out there that are doing some of this impact investment and everything. So I've met some of those folks. I'm gonna try to pass them on to you. So they're from not just here, but they're from DC area, New York area, and a number of other places as well. But they're trying to find ways to have financing that has an impact on cities and city growth.
I agree with Nancy on this one. We are right there. The glass is half full. Mm-hmm. I think there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I appreciate you saying that, Nancy and Linda, for your comments, and Curtis as well as Mark. I think we just got to push a little harder. Maybe that's why God has his strongest warriors out front. We're pushing. We'll take the strays a little harder. Nancy, I know you're blowing your thing up because I follow it. And congratulations on your play and what you wrote and all that good stuff. And I know that's ordained. You know what I'm saying? And Linda, I'm just waiting so I can get you out here and get in my band. That's what I want. That's my dream. Get you up front with Penda, and then we can really go.
That's holler in the phone call, my man.
Hey, that's what it is, man. But I can you guys hang out a little bit longer? I just want to run a few spots, and then we'll get back on the other side and get into what's coming. All right?
About 10 more minutes, all right?
How many?
About 10 more minutes.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll stay on with you for the 10 and then do the spot after. How's that?
That's cool. Does that work?
I don't want to lose you.
The film, didn't want to catch up, but I want to put this in the mix. The film I was talking about is called Just Mercy. That's the film about the Alabama death row inmates, and it's quite a story. It's worth a check out.
Check out, yeah.
What is it called?
Just Mercy.
Just Mercy. Okay, great. I'll put that into the chat so people can check it out. Just Mercy, huh?
It's Jamie Foxx and Michael Jordan. Michael D. Jordan, the guy from Rocky and all those films. Yeah. It's really good. It's definitely worth the check out.
So getting back to the elephant in the room again, with what trial, we got no control over that. Judges, we got no control over that. But what do you believe people are actually going to come out and vote this time around?
That's a hard one.
Once again, I think it's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are frustrated to the point where they're just like, I don't want. There's nobody to vote for. I don't like either candidate. They have issues with Biden. Some real, some imagined. Trump, for him to be even a contender with all the baggage he's carrying, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think a lot of people are too frustrated and will not turn out, and that might help Trump.
That's what scares me. Because I've been talking to a lot of people down here, and they're like, I'm not voting. I was like, yeah, but I may feel the same way, but I can't, in good conscience, trying to do what we're doing here, think that my vote, I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Lord knows I don't want to vote. But I can hear my father telling me and the ancestors telling me, listen, what you just said, Linda. What's your thoughts on that, Nancy?
Well, the whole thing is like, with the voting, if our votes didn't matter, there wouldn't be such a great fight for us not to vote. I mean, all of the tactics, all of the things that are being deployed,
gerrymandering,
right, to keep us out. But then on the other hand, right, you have these two candidates. I don't know if you guys have ever saw this meme on Facebook or Instagram, but somebody did this meme, and it was a series of like 5 or 6 different pictures. And it was of Trump and Biden in these plaid shirts and jeans, and they're fishing together, and they're sitting together by the fire, laughing and joking, and they're having dinner together. And, I hate to say it, but
they're doing it in real life.
Come on. It's like all these people are in the room together, plotting, planning, and, it's just like, okay, you present as the lesser of two evils or whatever, because I mean, pretty much that's what we're looking at.
And that's not the first time we've been in that position.
Exactly.
Think back over some of the other elections where the candidates were like always the lesser of two evils.
Yep.
Nixon and Kennedy and on and on and on. Johnson and I forget who he was running against, or did he just decide not to run secretary? I forget. But there's always been that issue coming.
And there needs to be a new government.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this old system was designed a certain way to keep certain folk down, us primarily.
Mm-hmm.
And, until that system is completely overhauled and a new system is in place where, righteousness and true equality and equity and all that stuff is the real thing, and not just, something that we talk about for the dog and pony show, the face that we put on. Mm-hmm. Nothing's really going to change, no matter, like, okay, let me back that up. If Trump gets in office, it'll probably, be 100 times worse than it would.
I'm so glad I have my passport validated, because I don't know if I want to be around to see him be president again. The repercussions, I think, would be so just destructive that we'll never know any semblance of the country that we should have anyway, even close.
Right. And Mark is putting some interesting stuff in the chat that absolutely, they're taking the, diversity, equity, inclusion out of the colleges. He said that they're trying to get rid of equity, and that's 100% true. And it's all by design. I mean, you can even see it, the whole myth of the great white hope, right? So I don't know if you guys follow women's basketball.
God, yeah.
Yes.
But this whole thing with Caitlin Clark, excuse me for saying it, but I have to say it this way, is making my ass itch.
Mine too.
Okay? Because ain't no way, number one, you have a woman who surpassed everything that Caitlin Clark did, but because she wasn't in NCAA Division I, y'all not going to acknowledge her. You just going to put this woman up here and she broke all the records. She broke this, she did that, she did that. And it's just some of the rhetoric that they're constructing around her coming into the WNBA is just like, it's ridiculous. And it makes me angry.
I got.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go.
No. You go ahead.
I got to jump in on that because I've been saying this since the get-go. And I'll tell you a story. Last year, I had picked up a girl, and she was a physical therapist, but she was from Midwest where Caitlin Clark was from, right? And she was a tall girl, and she had played on the volleyball team, I think, for Boise or something like that. And she said, yeah, I know her. She's like, yeah, she's a complete, you know what? A complete SOB and nose up in there, this and that, and her family like act like they don't stink, this and that and the third. And she said, yeah, she's a phony. She said, watch, they're gonna build the whole thing around her. And sure enough, see, and this is the setup because what happened? She came in the other night and got her ass busted.
Look,
You know
them
like,
OG WNBA players ain't play. They coming for her hard, okay?
yo, these people are playing for their mortgage. You know what I'm saying? They got kids to put through college. They stomped her.
And I'm sure they feel insulted by her getting all that play.
Yeah.
You know,
she got a $28 million. She got a
Go ahead. Go on.
She got a $28 million sneaker contract from Nike.
Okay, but wait a minute. Did y'all hear the part about where Ice Cube offered her a contract to come and play in the Big Three? Yeah.
Huh?
Ice Cube offered her, initially it was a $10,000 contract. Okay, now let's back it up because the dude, Big Three players, the veteran NBA players who play in the Big Three right now, they don't make that much money. He offered her $10,000 initially. He upped it to $15,000, offered her a share in the company.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you remember when South Carolina won the championship, right? Did you see CNN's report on the fact that South Carolina wins the championship and the fact that they had a picture of Caitlin Clark to go along with that caption that South Carolina had won? Did you see when they did the introductory press conferences for Caitlin Clark and for Angel Reese? Caitlin Clark had red carpet, professional makeup artists, 3 or 4 different television stations covering. I can't remember the name of the designer that dressed her. Full house in this nice venue. Angel Reese was in this old abandoned high school gym with a folding table, no press, and maybe 2 or 3 people sitting in the audience. And that was the championship winner. You hear what I'm saying? And so it's like they're constructing these narratives that place the supposedly supreme race as the savior of everything, as the innovator of everything. And you know, unfortunately, some of us who are not as adept as others of us are buying into the game, you know, and getting, you know, I'm going off on trajectories, but it's all connected because, you know, you have people darker than me, you know, that are identifying with this other side. And I'm like, come on, son, stop playing.
I agree 100%. And I've been saying this from the get-go. I've been saying this all along. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be bigger than what it really is. You know, you play basketball, great, you're good at it, but you ain't Michael Jordan out there. You ain't Cheryl, you know, Miller, you know. And the thing is, how did they treat my girl, Brittany Griner?
See, we don't even want to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She was in a gulag. Curtis, she was
Yeah.
in, he put his hat on backwards. You know,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go in. Son, she was in the gulag, okay?
And trust me, if P-Funk can go to Russia and party like they party, having drugs in Russia is no big thing. It
Right.
was just because it was her, she was black, and she was a symbol, something they could use politically.
I said
Yep.
this.
Yep, yep,
And,
yep.
and don't leave out the LBGTQ
I
part.
was gonna say that's why they was hating on Dawn.
That and history in this country have been erased from
Yep.
any school's curriculum. You know, the slavery issue is disappearing. The LGBTQ community is non-existent in most states, especially down south, unfortunately. And you see these things, it's almost like we're reliving. You know, they always say history repeats itself if you don't
Yeah.
check things.
Right.
I see Nazi Germany, Benito Mussolini's Italy. I see the rhetoric. I see the division. I see the violence and the elimination of certain cultures. I see it's so reminiscent of the days in the 40s before World War II.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think about them putting these names back, Confederate names back on the high school?
I'm
That's
not
happening too.
surprised. That's just another example of the times we're living in.
Yep.
That's demonic. Big time.
And
I
I'm
think so.
assuming, I just thought about something. I think Tim Scott didn't show up at the courthouse because he probably already was told he doesn't have a chance of being the VP.
Mm.
All those guys showed up with all that cheese eating because they're looking to be his next butt boy.
Yes. I love it.
Pence doesn't want any part of him, obviously, and understandably why. But these people are sucking up upside down and sideways, hoping that he gives them a shot to be his number two.
Yeah. Mark
The
says it
rhetoric was so almost automatic, robotic,
yeah.
verbatim. Everybody said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mark says it was Prada design.
Yeah, I'm peeking over at the chat.
Yeah, I'm throwing them in there.
Duels.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because we are right here and we're the gatekeepers. We're the elders. You know, this is probably, we got maybe 5 or 6 more elections left in us every 4 years, you
Right.
know? So right now, this one is more important than people realize. Right here. It doesn't seem like it. I know my daughter's 20, first time she's going to vote. She's so happy. You know what I'm saying? She waited all her life. And my kids were lucky. They were born in the Barack era. That's all they knew. They ain't know about none of this other craziness, you know? So I really want to do and push our narrative towards young people and get them to understand, this one is important. You got to exercise your right, because if you don't, they're going to try to take it away.
You might lose it.
That's right.
And what better backlash than to follow Obama with Donald Trump? You talking about bipolar opposites?
Woo.
Yeah.
They were almost. It was almost like the country said, "Yeah, he slid in, but it'll never happen again."
Yeah. And Nancy, I know you got to go, but I have one quick question. Women, how do we get women more involved as far as move up the ladder and getting through the Good Old Boy Network?
That's a good question. The first thing that has to happen, before we can even get to the second part of your question, there's something that needs to happen before we even attack that structure. And that's the fact, I said it at the beginning of when I came in, like, we as women have to come together. You know what I mean? They have us so pitted against each other right now that, we're so busy tearing each other down and grabbing and clawing, making sure that I get on top before you get on top, that trying to attack that structure, that's not even a possibility, because we all jacked up and messed up and fighting against each other instead of, again, taking that inner power and that ability to create our own reality and coming together, realizing if one of us makes it, we all make it. And there's no problem with all of us being successful. It doesn't have to be that 2 or 3 of us are successful and the rest of y'all are, up under our feet, beneath us, lower than, we have to deconstruct this thing in our minds that has us thinking that if somebody else is successful, it makes us less than, and it doesn't. You just open a whole can of worms, brother, because
I have to.
Hey, we got to teach our kids.
Yeah,
We got to teach our kids.
that
Who's
part.
the first black president? Don't say Obama.
No, because it wasn't. It wasn't. I have a book
That's right.
that lists all of the black presidents that preceded Obama.
Yep.
I have to go and find that book because it is loaded with information. When I was teaching over in Southwest Philadelphia, I used to get in trouble all the time because I would bring stuff like this to the kids.
Yep.
And the parents would be like coming like, cutthroat. But, now with my former students being, grown and in their late 30s, early 40s like me, they come back and they thank me. They're like, you taught us truth, and we needed to hear the truth. One thing, getting back to the whole woman piece, and I'm going to go ahead and end with this. We need to. I was speaking at the premiere of our documentary, Sing a Black Girl Song, which was a tribute to Ntozake Shange. And I was on the panel, so I got to speak to a group of women, and we were talking about similar things like this. And one of the things I pointed out to them, I asked them, did they know what the purpose of jealousy was?
Yeah, I had to learn that.
They were like, no. I said, so it's not about us, being jealous or wanting to covet something that somebody else has. The reason why jealousy comes to us is a gentle reminder that we're not doing what I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I need to up my game and start doing what I'm supposed to be doing, what I was placed here on the earth to do. The moment I do that, that feeling disappears because the purpose was served. It's a reminder. You have your lane. You have all this potential and power within you to do what God placed you on this earth to do. So get to doing what you're supposed to do, and that feeling disappears. So I'm way younger than 40. Thank you, Dr. B. That's a lie, but okay. So yeah, we need to come, we have to start at the ground level and fix us. When we get fixed, then we'll be able to tackle anything, because God knows the power that has been placed in us with the ancestors and the universe and the ministering angels and the warring angels standing behind us. Man, there ain't nothing we can't accomplish, but it starts with us.
Agreed, man. That was well said, man. And yes, women are the strongest people on the planet. I probably say that every other show because it's factual. It's factual.
And that's why there's such an attack against us.
Yeah. And I like how you said stop fighting each other. I love that, because not enough Black women say that. It needs to be said. Don't hate. We love you all. So don't hate. And thank you so much, Nancy. I know you got to run. You're welcome back anytime. And also tell us a little bit about one of your newer projects that you got going on right now, so people will know how to find it.
Okay, so if you follow the _bookstore_official, you'll receive all of the information about the off-Broadway premiere of my play, The Bookstore, which was written in memory of and loosely based on the life of Sister Una Mulzac and the Liberation Bookstore in Harlem. It It talks about the COINTELPRO operation that was launched against the Black bookstores in 1968. And the Liberation Bookstore is the focal point. So that play will be produced off Broadway at the Connolly Theater on August 3rd at 8 p.m. and August 4th at 12:30 p.m. So you can follow _bookstore_official on Instagram to get all of the details. I believe the tickets go on sale on June 3rd. And I'm still hopeful about North Carolina, Zach. So if that happens, you will be the first to know. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm remaining hopeful that the play will become.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Very powerful, man.
Yeah.
That's some powerful stuff. That's
Yeah.
powerful. I tell people, when you can manifest that little seed in your brain and then you see it come to fruition, that's power.
Yeah, we just had a stage reading with Theater in the X last week, and it received a standing ovation. People were just blown away. Said I captured the 1960s and what was going on perfectly. So I'm really feeling hopeful that this play will go across the nation and tell a very important story that many people don't know about. Many people don't know that the FBI was infiltrating these Black-owned bookstores in the 1960s in an attempt to, thwart the efforts of what they were calling the Black Messiah, if you will. So, stay tuned.
Yo, man, that's really amazing. I want to thank you. I'm going to share this with my audience right there. There's your link tree. Okay, so I'm sure they could. I got you, bro. We're professionals. So, and see, this is why I am so honored and proud always to have people that I know that are breaking barriers, knocking down the glass ceiling, and what you do, and of course, Linda Scheider, Gary Scheider, P-Funk, and all of that stuff. I mean, come on. You guys shattered the ceiling, man. You showing the youngins how it's done in a very classy way, I might add. Very classy. You ain't out there, doing all this other crazy stuff. And you know what I'm saying? You guys are class personified, man. My mother would be proud of you. And I don't throw that out. I don't never use my mom for anything. My mom would be proud of you. She would be proud of you, man. And I'm proud of you. So thank you, Nancy. Come back anytime. I appreciate you. We're going to continue the show with Linda and Curtis. And good luck with that. And keep me posted. And North Carolina, here you come.
Here I come. Happy 4th. Happy 4th.
Best of luck.
We're going to speak it into existence. See you later, sweetie.
Take care now.
All right, bye-bye. That was Nancy Marie. Y'all heard what she does. Her stuff is at the bottom. Linktree, check it out. This woman is making moves like Linda makes moves, like Curtis makes moves. Right now, I just got to show a few things. Y'all hang tight. We're going to come back on the other side and get more into this political system that is in jest and doing the wrong thing by people of color. So y'all hang out for a minute. Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV. I want to shout out to everybody that's watching, George DeFunco Vinci, Curtis, and everybody that's on the line. We appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. 4 years went by really, really fast, and I'm going to try to get 4 more under the belt because I really enjoy, what you guys bring. So y'all sit tight.
Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Funk in the Front Seat. He drops new episodes every Saturday at noon on the East Coast time, and replays are posted for whenever you miss a live stream. You can find him on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube, and get ready for the funk because he brings it every week along with hot topics, amazing guests, and great conversations. Again, that's Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Go check them out.
What's up, Royal Funk fans? This is Lisa Love. What's up, Royal Funk fans? This is Lisa Love, aka Alpha Unk Omega, coming to you from Love's Temple here in Southern California, inviting you to 9 on the Grind, Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson. This is what I want you to do for me. Tune in every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come join the meeting of minds. I guarantee souls growth and high vibrations, not to mention the love. Keep it funky, y'all.
Hey, this is Jen Vanderputten, writer of Code and Prose. You are watching Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Roberson. Tune in every Saturday at noon for excellent and important conversation.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Hey fam, what's goody good? What's really good? My name is Jeff Roberson from the gospel group called Jeff Roberson and New Life. And I'm coming to you from the town that we had to name it twice. It's so nice. New York, New York. And I'm bringing you some news about my brother from another mother, brother Zach, who's bringing you his hot new show called Funk from the Front Seat. Listen, he's bringing you funk from the vault, from the past, from the present, and into the future. He's got that music that makes the hair on the back of your neck rise up. He's bringing you funk all the way down to your toes. This is that funk that makes you really want to groove. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial as he brings you funk from the front seat. Listen, let's go.
Yo, so check this out. The Nappy Head Funk Army. We've been around for a minute, and today was a real blessing. It was a funky good time that we had at this beautiful 3-day festival in North Carolina, Shikori Hills. It was an honor to open up and bring them the funk Chromacom variant. And you know, check, when we hit it, right, people was already juiced up from all the great music that they heard before us. So all we had to do is basically slide in and just do what we do. But kudos to Shikori, all right? Number one, pre, which means months of planning, which means getting all of us the information we needed. So Emma and your squad, yo. And then getting us in, getting us fed, getting us in the right tent, the staff, the stage, the manager, you know, and also the sound techs. I'm gonna give you all your props right off the top because no good show starts without that. Everybody out there was waving their hands. Everybody out there was into it. Everybody out there looked at the person next to them and felt instant love radiating off of that other person. If we get enough of that around the world, we should be having festivals every single day. And we down here in North Carolina and we spreading this funk all around the world. You know, all colors, all races, all creeds, all denominations, all that good stuff. That's what the world and the funk is about. That was a little tribute to my peeps over Shikori Hills 3 weeks ago. So thank you. You guys were absolutely, completely wood-stocked up. Amazing. Quick shout out to Keith Jackson, P-Funk Radio, JTRP, Gabe Gonzalez, Larry Funkster Jones, Robin Circle of P, Bootsy Collins and Patty Collins, George Clinton and Carlon, Tony Kim and Jackie Kim, HJ Entertainment, Kane and Jams, Nappy and Funk Army, Oak City Music Collective, Diego, I love you, thank you. Afterglow 92416, Otis, my dog, Q&A Entertainment, Brooke Clagett, my funk angel, Patricia Dioria, Aquarius Rising Art, Curtis Woodcock, you here today, so I can thank you in person. Dr. George the Funk Vinci, you was on last week. Thank you for Flag on the Funk. Love the way that Curtis took it and y'all molded some stuff together. DJ Coccolino in Italy, thank you for running my stuff. DJ Elizabetta in Ireland, I love you, sweetheart. I got to get you on the show. Thank you for remixing some of my songs and spinning them. David Webb, Funk Chronicles, Dayton, Ohio, Funk Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center. Thank you for allowing us to grace those walls this August, and we're going to be putting our brand in there. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. You guys are great. Okay, now back to it. My producer, Cheryl Lynn Woodhouse, I love you. Soon to be producing, having a new show. LL, I love you, sweetheart. We're going to get that going. So let's make that happen and get some new stuff for the summer. Mr. Mark Lee, I'm going to bring you in. I know you have questions for Linda, and we're going to really dig deep because now is the time to get people socially conscious of what's coming.
Well, I had a couple of questions. Is y'all having some very deep conversations and all along those lines. But the first one I got for you, Linda, is actually a little bit lighter before I get to the really deep one and everything. But I was just wondering, Linda, did you watch this madness that was taken on between Marjorie Taylor Greene and the sister, where there was the whole thing around tried to go after Marjorie tried to go after the sister's eyelashes, and I thought that the sister put her in her place and put her rightfully in her place by saying that, I know you ain't talking, you beach blonde and all along those lines, but I was just wondering your take on that whole little spat that was over there all over social media.
That's not the first time Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone at her. Their offices were like next door or across the hall from each other. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was putting up big posters going at her racially for months. She complained about it to the overseers in Congress and, of course, got nowhere. I think she ended up having to move her office. But I'm so glad that someone is putting that little country hillbilly chick on point. She deserves it.
She definitely put it on point.
And all gerrymandering, someone said, one of the guys on MSNBC yesterday said she wouldn't even have a job. Mm-hmm. If gerrymandering wasn't taking place so rapidly across the country, her district would not even she wouldn't even have a chance to run.
Yeah, you're right about that. But, we got this crazy person here in North Carolina. Y'all talking about Tim Scott. And by the way, I've heard that there is some speculation that he might actually be the vice president. But I don't want to need that crazy orange man to be in office in the first place and everything. But, we've also got a nut in North Carolina that is running for governor. And he said some crazy stuff as well. So I've been wondering, Linda, if you've been following Mark Robinson and some of the craziness he's been saying, denying everything from the Holocaust to saying some very negative things about the African-American community, even though he's an African-American brother himself. But, all skin folks ain't kin folks.
Well, there's some people who are so power hungry, they will do anything it takes to get a step up, including stepping on us to get there. So, it's not surprising. We've been going around those kind of conversations for a while about the state of our people, how we think, how we move, how we treat each other. And a lot of people that could help choose not to because they're too busy being self-aggrandized.
Yeah.
Curtis, I want to ask you something. You're in a different part of the country. You're up north, but you're in an area where there's a lot of racism up in Massachusetts.
Yes.
So how do people treat you in general, man? Just walking around with your family, do you get a sense that you're respected as a black man?
Behind my back.
Excuse me?
Behind my back, because they better not do it in my face.
No, I didn't say disrespect. I meant, do you feel a sense of like, okay, people ain't really going to sweat me because of my color?
Nah. Nah. It always happens, man. Everywhere I go.
Somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Curtis.
They divide shit, huh?
And just really quickly, because one of the things I've always heard, and I don't know whether Zach's heard the same thing, but I've heard, and I think I visited Boston maybe once in my life and everything, but I've heard that Boston is almost as bad in terms of racism than the South is. So that's what I've always heard. And I was just wondering your take on that. Does Boston have some of that overt racism that I have always heard was the case?
Yes, it is.
Boston is
yes, it is.
I spend a lot of time up there. It's extreme, and it's a lot of, unfortunately, the Irish kind of running Boston with their years of them kind of like usurping the area themselves, and
not like it used to be,
and the Italians, guess as well.
The Italians.
You know what's funny? I don't know why we can't. If people can elevate themselves, become scientists and chemists and musicians and artists, why do we have to keep our spirits divided because of pigment and luck? Because let me tell you something, even though God knows where we're going to go, right, before we come through, it's luck of the draw where you end up at sometimes. You know, your parents move here, you adopted like me, I go from here to there. So I don't know why my skin color is an issue, but I do know that white privilege is an issue. And I say that with all due respect to everybody I know that's white. Sometimes
it's a design.
everybody's going through stuff, but if you're black, it's twice as hard.
Taught to be racist. Children are not born racist.
No, they're taught. It's a design to keep everybody apart,
which determines their values.
Yep. I agree.
To us too. You know, we have a thing about the color thing. Who's like the light skinned people are more apt to be
exactly
the darker ones.
Yep.
So we have an issue with that. We have issues ourselves, just within our own community.
Yeah. I agree. I think I don't like talking about racism because I don't want to keep perpetuating it. But at the same time, I know that people use that against me sometimes. You know what I mean? They forget. So,
Zach, just really quickly, because we just had a person that spoke on what you just alluded to earlier, and he tried to play it off as if it's not a real deal. I actually think it's a real deal, but Jerry Seinfeld was just here and he did the graduation speech at Duke University and everything along those lines. And I understand he brought up this notion that white privilege is not something that should be fought against. And I'm going like, I don't understand that logic and everything, but he was basically saying that white privilege is something that we should be ascending toward and not thinking of it as a negative, because he was actually trying to highlight the fact that he thought that the fact that he was privileged was a positive thing. And I was going like, I don't know that I necessarily buy that argument, but Linda, what's your take on that?
For him, because he's got the privilege and he's white.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say that J word, but
it don't benefit us at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say how it's going to benefit anybody of color, black, brown, Asian. I talked to a lot of Asian people, a lot of people from India. North Carolina has a huge Mexican population. You know what I'm saying? And they're groups that actually work together. Mm-hmm. Like Nancy Marie said, we're the only group of people, and I'm talking about black people out there, that need to come together, you know, and that's an issue
too.
Yeah. Hey, Zach, if I can ask Linda this question, I was going to ask it of Nancy and everything. I know it's a difficult subject for some and all along those lines, but I recently lost a friend. And then when I was talking about people, it seems like he may have decided to take himself out of this planet and all along this line. So for those young people, because there are a lot of young people out there that are frustrated by what's going on in the world, and they may decide that they want to take themselves out, and apparently he did it in a very well-planned kind of way and all along those lines, but it definitely was apparently frustrated. So what advice would you give to our young people that are contemplating that? Because like I said, it really caught a lot of folks off guard, and hopefully that is not the reason that he went out and everything, but it does seem like that is what happened. So what advice would you give to young people that are so frustrated that they are ready to check out and all along those lines?
The best thing they consider the people you're leaving behind, the hole that you're going to dig for them to have to dig out. And there's always something, somewhere that can possibly give you another perspective. You just have to go out and find it. You know, sitting at home all day playing video games and killing invisible people and all that stuff, that's not going to help. You know, there's a whole wide world out here. There's sunshine, there's trees, there's flowers. There's so much pleasantness to divert us from all the struggles and frustration that we experience in life generally. There's always some other aspect if you look for it, but you have to be willing to take the steps.
George DeFunco Vinci said it best earlier. I'll try to find his comment. And it was very important to what Nancy Marie said about the whole cabal design thing. George said that taking arts and music and this and that, and I think Linda, you said it too, and shop and all this out of school.
Terrible thing. A terrible.
Those were ways, because I remember doing this when we would look forward to shop and places where we could talk. socialize, because you know in math and science you can't really talk. But when you in wood shop or metal shop or home economics, I took bacon, whatever, you could talk, socialize. See, that's what these kids don't do now, because everything is here, so they don't talk. And then we would say, okay, let's meet at the park and have some fun or party or this or that. That's where those groups are going.
On that very idea, it's so hard to get children out of the house now. We used to go to tears when our parents told us to come in the house because it was getting dark. You have to almost force children these days to go out of the house because they're so busy on the electronics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Socialization, no fresh air, no athletic activities going on too much, just sitting home, exercising their thumbs.
But Linda, you alluded to something earlier, and it happened. I think Zach's aware of it. Happened here recently. Some of the time, and I'm not knocking. Sometimes we need guns in our society and everything, but sometimes our youth have too much access to guns. Because we just had a group of kids that were literally, I think they were having a spat over relationship kind of things going, and they started taking pot shots at each other. And this was at our local downtown bus terminal. Fortunately, nobody, as far as I know, was hit and all along those lines. But we got too many of our young people that have got access to this kind of weaponry and everything. So I don't know what y'all's thoughts around that are, but that scares me sometimes.
Well, when the government sees fit to take a truckload of guns and park it in Los Angeles at the height of the gang wars going on there and have it unlocked, in other words, come over here, get some guns and keep killing each other. That's government-sponsored murder.
Yes.
Yep. See, what people, Mark, to answer, jump in, like when you have rhythms in your body, like the ocean, the universe, God, right? You have these certain vibrations. And then you have this music that comes along like, you know, One Nation Under Groove or P-Funk or Bootsy Collins or Earth, Wind & Fire or Chaka Khan. All this music comes in, Linda Shai. It comes in, it heals, right? And the government, and I don't mind saying it, and this is my opinion, not StreamYard, not YouTube, not Facebook, no other platforms. It's an opinionated show. We have opinions. They came in with this. This is going like this, and then they came in with this, doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? And they did it on purpose through the hip hop. They couldn't do it to our generation because we had already made it. Y'all had made that, so they couldn't get it then. But soon as there was a gap, and hip hop came in, they pushed it. They said, okay, you don't have to have really a lot of talent. You can do this, you can steal this, sample this, take that, this, that, and we're going to mess up the natural rhythms of the body.
Frequency.
Then those guns and the gangs and the shootings and all of that, it matched itself together. You know what I mean? Like almost like what Prohibition did with the flapper dance. It was that and that, you know. See, our generation was the hippie generation. When P-Funk came along, it was like, yo, all we could do is go smoke joints and relax and listen to music.
You know, the peace and love generation.
Yes, nobody thought about a gun. You guys didn't write songs about guns. You see what I'm saying, Linda? When you wrote songs, One Nation Under Groove, you wrote about that. See what I mean? So now it's like bang, bang, bang. You can't get away from it. You pumping gas in here. Doom, doom. You can't get away from it. That's what Mark gets back to the
about women and the murder, the killing, and you know, having my gun on my hip, and all I can do is shoot a man and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I hate to say this on broadcasting it, but I see my brothers out here killing each other. I sure wish they would aim higher. I won't even put a name on that person I'm thinking about, but I think you know my perspective.
Yeah.
I know I hear what you're saying, and even though I've got friends in the
at the same time for killing a brother or a friend, why not take that charge and do something specifically, perfectly beneficial to the world?
I think we're gonna leave that in God's hands.
I don't have to put that name out there, but I think you know where I'm going with that.
That's right. We'll leave that in God's hands and see what He's gonna do. All I can tell people is tune in and get your popcorn ready.
So you ready for that popcorn and everything?
Popcorn ready, Curtis.
No matter who it is, you get the same time. So do us all a favor, you know.
Yeah. That would be funny.
Hey Linda, the
Yeah.
and Zach, the conference I was at, it was interesting because there was a woman there speaking. It was actually Bree Newsom Bass, who was very much involved in that whole Confederate takedown of the flag and all along those lines. But she mentioned that she really wishes that we would spend more time maybe doing something productive. It's kind of like what you were saying, instead of dropping all of these bombs. So no matter whether we understand why they're dropping the bombs, these bombs were dropping in Ukraine, in Gaza, and all of this stuff is really, in their words, and I think that they are probably right, pushing us further to the brink of extinction than we would like to be and everything, because we're definitely destroying a large segment of society. And it's not just here, it's some of our African countries too, because the Congo is in crisis, Sudan is in crisis. So it's just the way that a lot of our places are in crisis.
Well, there's a real simple solution to the Israeli-Palestinian situation. Neither one seems to want to go there, but separate states, and it's been thrown at them for years. Jimmy Carter got close to getting them to do that, but ever since then, when the Palestinian representative, I can't think of his name offhand, when he died, and whoever took his place, they backed off of all of the negotiations to make peace with those two parties.
Arafat, I believe it was. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Arafat. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What was his name, Mark? Arafat?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Arafat.
So let me ask you something about this, right? Do you think our government leaders, whoever they may be, have gotten to the point where they don't care, and they never really cared, but they don't care where our tax dollars go anymore, as long as they can make a profit from it? Because it seems to me both Republicans and Democrats are investing highly in military installations to build weapons.
And
So
that gives
if
them
right?
to fight to make sure the weapons get used. There's
Yes.
incentive in that.
And then we
Fight.
sell them, yes. So it seems to me, nobody asked me, hey, Zach, can you spare $2 for a ballistic missile or a drone? I don't think we should have to pay for that.
We shouldn't have to, but Linda, isn't the term that they use that we are in the industrial military complex? So it's not accidental. They've been doing this for a year.
It's obviously true. From
Eisenhower said that.
his input into the war with Saddam Hussein, him making billions from that, and all the other people who are in that military situation where there's money for them to make, they insist that those weapons get used so they can sell some more.
It's been going on for a while, because I met a sister, I can't remember her name and everything, but she was telling me that even some of the people that we give credit to, like the Bushes, that apparently they made a whole lot of money in the World War II, and I want to say they made it off of like the Nazis, and in terms of funding the Nazis and all of that, in terms of his own family history and all along those lines. So she was bringing this up because she was from the Texas area. So she was like, basically like, yeah, they've been funding wars for decades, including some wars that we were supposed to be on one side, but we were actually on the other.
Centuries.
When we have a opportunity like this to let people know, hey, you need to get out and check out your local politics and vote. It's not just because we want to talk about it. For those of you out there that's listening, whatever state you may be in, understand that's your school board, that's your garbage collection. That's going to determine how many police and firemen you get. That's going to determine whether you got stoplights.
The highways are.
Yeah, it's going to determine all of that. And see, we just take that for granted, but we can't take that for granted, y'all. We got to understand the matrix of this, and there's a bigger plan out there, but we got to take care of ourselves and just be the tribe. We lost track of that tribe. I got one more thought, and then we got to wrap up in a couple of minutes. Health and diet. I wanted to end with this. Okay. Health and diet. Now, we all know, some of us, whatever, we have to spend more money on diet, on food that's healthier. And if you notice, when you want to eat really, really healthy, you got to go broke. I'm experiencing that now. There's certain things that I got to buy now, the food, and it's expensive to eat healthy. That's another part of this bullshit that we got to deal with. Why should somebody, because they make $100,000 a year, eat better than me because I make what, 50,000 or 20,000 or 30,000? You know what I'm saying? We're in the same place, you know. But yet I go to Food Lion, yeah, it's okay. But then when you go to Whole Foods, I'm like, wow. I've been into that Apple. I was like, holy McMoly, I feel like Superman. You know what I'm saying? I've been into the banana. I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, please tell me before I go crazy.
Maybe Linda's got some thoughts, but I'm thinking, you know, the thing about Whole Foods is his whole paychecks.
Do your own gardening.
Extremely expensive. I agree with you, Zach.
I was talking to a lady the other day, and she farms her own stuff. She gave me some eggs.
I was going to say that myself. The safest way to eat healthy is to make sure that that stuff is coming out of your own garden.
She gave
That's
me
the
eggs.
safest and the cheapest way to eat healthy if you have the space to do it. And community gardens are really fun. I've worked in a couple of them. You know, you get a chance to kick it with people. You laugh. You're getting fresh air, sunshine. And you're
That's
doing
what we got to go back to. That's what we got to get back to. You know, because like you said, Linda, you get fresh air, sunshine, and you're out, you're socializing, and you're talking, and you're not caught up into the matrix of the social media. Like, so Mark, tell me real quick, what's going on with this TikTok stuff?
What TikTok stuff? I mean,
Like in other words, like we're trying to get it from China, not trying to sell us the rights. Did you hear about that, Curtis?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
They want that money.
They
want that money. That's what's up.
About that.
They can't do that. It's impossible. They could do anything they want, but they want that money.
Them down.
Right.
You know,
So
people
who
are making
owns
money.
it, though?
People make it.
Well,
Hey, look at Facebook. Look at Instagram. Look at TikTok. Not TikTok, but what's that? Twitter.
Twitter.
They know everything we're doing.
Yo,
They
now
just-
check this out. I can't share the link, but I tried to send it to Mark. But there is a video of Apple with the pods, right?
Yep.
And I'm gonna send it to y'all privately. I got it on my phone, and it has algorithms
Yep.
that check your brain,
Yep.
and they can tell everything that you're doing. I'm gonna
You know
send it
what
to you.
the-
Linda.
hey,
Kevin
you know
just sent it to me. I'm gonna
You know
send
the
it.
best pods you can buy? The
Yo,
best
I'm-
pods you can buy. The best pods you can buy is from the dollar store.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
Yep.
they can follow and sense just by you putting those ear pods
Exactly.
in your ear.
And put
see,
things in your
Apple-
phone.
I got the thing right here. I don't know if I can show. Hold on. Oh, wait, y'all hold on for a minute. Let me try something. I gotta show y'all this, man, because this was just sent to me today. And I'm glad. And I tried. This is the one that I tried to share with you, Mark.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, Kevin sent this to me, and I couldn't believe it because I always felt this way anyway. I said, you know what? I don't like it when too many things are in my ear.
Yeah.
I don't trust these people.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Around Apple AirPods that you need to know about. Apple
Can y'all hear that?
recently granted
Yeah.
a patent around a major update on AirPods. Biosensors that can monitor your brain. Let me
Yeah.
read you what the patent says Apple will be able to scan. Your biosignals, including brain waves, muscle and eye movement, your function, and your blood volume pulse. Imagine one of the biggest companies in the world being able to track your focus at work, your stress levels, and what you're thinking during the day. Now that you know that this is what's planned and this is what's coming, do you plan to keep using AirPods? Let me know in the comments below. I found a patent that Apple...
Now they got a patent
Yep.
that they're trying to do this.
Yeah.
They didn't tell Linda Scheider. They didn't ask Mark Lee. They didn't go get Curtis Wilcox permission. They just
No,
doing
but-
it to us.
They just doing it, but you know, there've been the whole conversations around. I think it's some of the major social media founders that want to put Neuralinks in your body and everything. So they might be doing that any moment because they've been talking about wanting to do this for a while. And you know, you're talking about those algorithms and everything. Yeah, you literally can have your phone with you, and then you can check later on, and they'll have entire statistics as to where you've been, what you bought, and everything else.
Yeah, they do that to me. They send me comic book stores. Why do I want to know what a comic book store is? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
they know.
I draw comic books, so
They know, man. I'm telling you, they know, and it's getting scarier. You
Yeah, it
know,
is.
and I suggest.
Artificial intelligence kind of scares me too. The things they can do with that
Yeah.
makes me uncomfortable.
Yep.
You know, like I said, once they blast us all the way with atomic weapons and nukes and stuff, they'll still have people or fake people running the world.
Yeah, yeah,
And who's
I
going to
mean-
be the puppet master to be the one in charge?
yeah. You know, George has been making some really dope stuff. He says Carlon sent me some vegetables from a garden and it tasted good. So George and Carlon be on that growth tip.
Right.
Organic. And then Dr. Brooks says organic food is better, but it is expensive. Brooks, yo, I'm finding that out, bro. I got to eat healthy now with this.
Yeah, it
cancer.
is.
And I'm like, I can't afford it. The method of raising organic plants, not spraying pesticides over plants, is costly. That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that remember all our families, our moms and dads probably had a garden growing.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I used to be in the backyard.
And gardens, dad had rabbits and other animals.
Every summer and grow her own vegetables and freeze them for this winter.
Yeah.
Every year.
Grapevines, blackberry bushes, peach
Yeah.
trees, apple trees, crab apple trees, fig trees. We had all of that. We're the original agricultural people.
Blueberries.
Now we got to buy it.
Besides Native Americans, black people here are the original agricultural people. And we eat the most poison.
But that's not accidental. They put the poison in our neighborhoods, and they put the poison intentionally in our neighborhoods.
Exactly.
And see, it's not just black neighborhoods, because you go into mediocre and poor white neighborhoods, they got the same trash, because they know black people probably gonna be there hanging out.
Exactly. I don't know if you remember, but
a lot of white people want to be black.
Yeah, you got a lot of that. But I don't know if you remember, because I think I mentioned on one of your past shows, but I remember when Grandma was living, something that was tedious, but it was definitely something she was going to have you do, was popping those peas and all along those lines. It can be very tedious, but you had to get out there and she was going to give you those green beans and you were going to pop them all day long.
That beans. I remember doing that.
And it was tedious, wasn't it?
Well, it was a good way to have a conversation with my grandma.
Yeah,
you know?
it was.
Yeah. I want to answer the question. We're going to jump back into music. We're going to give you guys the last word. But Curtis, any last thoughts on any new artwork or work that you're doing, and kind of fill us in on that for a little bit for me?
Sorry, I can't do that. Now,
Okay.
me and George is working on something. Me and George Convincing working on something. Me and Gabe working on something. I think I'm still hanging in there with the funk mob. Lisa Liv, you know.
Shout out Lisa Love, LL.
Whoever comes, whoever comes. Right now, I've just been relaxing with this clothing line, which is kicking off. That's all I wear. So when you see me, I'm wearing my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's see, entrepreneurship.
I know it's colorful. I can't see it, but I'm sure it's colorful and very, very tasty.
Mark, what you got, Mark?
I got a question for you about music, and it's actually one that you're going to enjoy, because there is a festival going on here today, and I'd love to hear Linda's thoughts about this as well. But apparently they got put on blast recently because there's an artist that's supposed to be performing, but she put it on social media that she's not going to be anywhere near here and all along those lines. So I just wondering y'all's thoughts when you hear of an artist that is coming to town and then all of a sudden they put it on blast that they won't be here, because Bembe is supposed to be this weekend. Monica was supposed to be the headliner. She was in Rochester yesterday. She'll be in Baltimore, speaking of Baltimore, later on this evening, and she was supposed to be here at 6:00, but she put it on both her Facebook and her Instagram, even though the city of Durham is backtracking it and trying to say that she will still be here. I won't be there at 6, so I won't know if she makes it or not unless I talk to some of my friends. But there was definitely some major social media blasts going on in the last couple of days where folks were like, nah, she's not showing up. And that's a lot of ripping and running. Y'all are all performers. That's like 3 gigs in 2 days. So I would not be surprised if she doesn't make it.
Who is it?
If she has a private jet at her disposal, she could probably do it. And she might have that. I don't know what kind of money she's making these days, but if her promoters are willing to foot the bill, she could probably do all 3.
Yeah.
It's
She
about
might
that
not
money
be
though.
alone, but she could already hit it and get the money.
Yeah, yeah. It's about the money. Because the festival they had for the kid from Fayetteville, the hip hop kid, it was 50,000 people a day for that thing. Yeah, I was there, man. Yo, it was insane. And see, that's the power of rap and hip hop. It was a powerful thing. Like he had 50 Cent there and all this and that. So man, that place was jammed over by NC State. It took me an hour just to Uber people in there, you know, and it was cool. It was good and it was well done. And that's one of the positive things that I can say North Carolina did with that. What I did with the festival, that's a positive thing. So there are pockets. It's just not enough, you know. I'm going to try, George. I don't know. I'm going to try, man. I love the Funketeers Ball. I'm going to help promote it and everything. So I'm going to do my best. I'll try. I can't say for sure.
If you want, I can put up that flyer because you did send that, and I can put that up really quickly because I did see there was another.
Yes. I didn't know you had it. Yeah, I didn't know you had it. So yeah, y'all check this out.
Funketeers Ball. I want to say in memorial to George Darden, the original guy who started that whole concept. When we lost him, I was hoping that they would have a way to continue because I figured since he was the heart and soul of that whole Funketeers Ball situation, it might not last. I'm glad to hear they have decided to keep it going.
Yeah, me too. And I'm proud
George
to promote it.
Guy, and I really, enjoy. I'm going to miss him terribly.
Yeah, and I'm proud of Garrett as well. Good for him. He's the MD of the whole thing. I was hoping one day they pick us, but sometimes it just don't work like that. That's okay. I still support
the North Carolina act and everything.
I love them dearly.
Hopefully they need that for Hip Montgomery because I did see they have
But you know what? We was blessed down here with that thing I just showed y'all, so I'm good.
Yeah, that looked like a nice groove.
It was like 7,000 people. So I was like, God got me in heaven right now, And more video will come out later with our documentary. But Funketeers Ball 2024, like Linda said, I'm dedicated to George A. Darden. You know what? I may go just because of that.
Right.
I may go, but I'm not going to do the 3 days. I can't afford it. But I may go just that one day because I love George dearly, and I want to honor him. So yeah. To answer your question, DeFunk Vinci, I'll be there. Yeah. And Tony Cam, shout out. He's one of the promoters, and also MC. He sent me this morning, so he said it was okay to share it. Yeah, maybe Dr. B, we can split a room together again like we did before. So yeah, Funketeers Ball 2024 featuring Mike Kid Funkadelic Hampton, Garrett Schott is the MD, Marcus Machado, and Azariah St. James. I think I pronounced that right. Yes, Azariah
St. James, and she's actually from here. She's actually a North Carolina Central graduate and everything, so I recognize that name when I saw her.
Where's she from?
She's from this area. She's a North Carolina Central graduate. She's made her musical focus when she was going to school there. But yeah, she's a North Carolina product. I think she's originally from the DC area.
Okay. Well, September 28th, 8 p.m. Y'all come down, Groove Allegiance. Also, DJ Lance Reynolds. It's going to be nothing but the Funketeers Ball. Y'all know how it goes. There'll be vendors there and all kinds of good stuff. And, the funk is its own reward. And I'm sure George is happy. He'll be there in spirit. And also now, right, Linda, is Honeybee and George, because B, she was one of the originals too. So we can't forget her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't forget her, man. So they're Funk Angels. So we're gonna keep it going. That's it. I'll dedicate my time to that for George. For sure.
I hear you.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. All right, Linda, I'm going to give you the last word. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
When you guys said one nation under a groove, what were your intent and what was your thought process for that line?
Okay, I can only speak from my own perspective. It seemed to me, like I said earlier in the show, music has a message. And if there's anything that's going to make people sit down and listen and maybe contemplate changing some of their outlooks or actions, music is going to be that catalyst. In the 60s, music drove that whole protest movement. against the war. All the rock bands and the black people that were doing music at that time, we were all so focused on what was going on in our own environment that we decided to talk about it. And it spread. Music has a message that is international, universal. It's all about the lyrics and how you approach it.
I think that when I heard it, it hit me in a way because I remember what I was doing. And I was like, man, this is like the new national anthem for black people. That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, okay, P-Funk did it. They came out with the national anthem. I ain't got to sing like America the Beautiful and shit.
You look at Woodstock, you look at any major musical event, you see the color thing is non-existent. You have black and white people both enjoying the same music that's going on. You can see the joy in their faces. You can see that for those moments, they're not thinking about their differences or their anger. All that stuff seems to go away.
Yeah.
Music has a message.
Yeah, it really is.
And it can be it can unite us under a groove if you're willing to go there. You know, you have to be willing.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. Mr. Curtis Wilcox, any last thoughts on today's show before we get out of here?
I love seeing Linda.
News back at you, dude. It's been so long.
You know.
See, and here's the thing: I didn't really tell her you were coming on. She was surprised.
And I was surprised, but it's so good to meet you. And like I said, to get a chance once again to thank you so much for all you've done for me and my family.
Hey, anytime. You know, that big-headed son of yours brought me into this world. You know. And sorry I couldn't say a lot of things that I wanted to.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. Yo, that's why
some things are best close to the vest, Curtis.
You know?
Yeah, we told a line. And you know, YouTube, they know because they've been monitoring. I get little things and Facebook, they know we ain't trying to hurt nobody. You know, we ain't messing with nobody. We just talking like we sitting around our couch living room. That's all this is. Conversation.
Tell them about my 8 Facebooks they took, you know?
Well, dude, you be in some stuff though. See, it's why I be like towing the line. So you jump across the line into the ocean.
Hey man,
I can't do that. I got a band.
Right.
You will have to look at the window to make sure there's no black van sitting out there. You know, with the eavesdropping technique.
Don't think I got my window. My window's open. I'm looking. Don't think I'm not looking. Remember that last show?
Yeah, you want to be aware what's going on around you.
True. This is true. You know, at this point, I would welcome the distraction. I need something else to do.
At least it will be some excitement.
I need people following me around. I need that. It would spice up my day.
Yeah, you say that now.
It beats the boredom.
And I'm not calling it in. I'm just saying, Curtis, because no, I don't want to be cut up like Jimmy Hoffa and spread all around the world.
Right. Oh, Mark, there was something you had said a couple of years ago, and you asked me about the black holes coming. What are these black holes coming towards the Earth? Remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
It's not black holes. Those are portals.
Portals? I got you.
Portals. It's going through the firmament.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that's another subject, right? Okay, here we go.
Another show. It's another show.
Okay.
But even to what you said, Zach, you know, nobody is beyond getting watched or getting harassed because apparently even though he's continually playing in the PGA right now, but there was a white golfer that got harassed by the police.
Oh, yeah.
And they let him go play. If he was black, he wouldn't be playing.
He wouldn't be
got
playing
the
at
black
all.
folks treatment for sure, but they escorted him back to the grounds the next day. Police escorted him right back to keep on playing.
Yeah.
Just like Trump getting a chance to go to his son's graduation in a real trial with a real suspect. You think he's going to get out of Rikers to go to a graduation?
Yeah.
And go to McDonald's? We all know he loves McDonald's and shit. But,
And yeah, that is funny.
You know?
You know, before we jet out too, I just want to give a shout out and honor all our veterans and families who made the ultimate sacrifice and continue to make it. And we know y'all get ready to get into some stuff again. We pray for you. There's wars all around the world. You guys are stationed all around the world all the time. We don't take you for granted on this show. Funk from the Front Seat, honoring all our veterans and families.
Tony Blinken playing rock guitar in Ukraine. Did you see
What
that
happened?
video? The Secretary of State playing rock star.
Oh yeah, I saw that when he was playing. Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I didn't see that. I didn't know that. See, I don't follow.
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
it was like, I think it was Thursday. Check it. It's on YouTube.
And he was playing.
Yeah, playing and singing with a Ukrainian rock band.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Rocking in the free world. That's the song they did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Blinken's got a little bit of musical skill because he also played a little bit of blues not that long ago. I think it was a few months ago. But yeah, he's supposedly a musician and still plays, even though he's running around the country trying to negotiate these various awards and everything.
He's
Yeah,
got a lot on his plate too. For God's sake, have to feel for the man.
You do.
Yeah,
And that's
okay.
probably why he's using the music, because as y'all just said, music can
As
be
we said, it's
released.
that universal message.
It really is. It really is. It's been an amazing journey today. You guys got me off to a really good start. I can get out there now in the world with a different mindset. I hope all you guys that was watching the show can too. The amazing Linda Scheider, of course, all her accolades: actress, singer, musician, artist, writer, wife of Hall of Famer Gary Scheider. You know, mom to Gary Scheider, matriarch. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. I can't thank you enough. Plus, you, my funk sister.
Congratulations on 4 years and 40 more to come, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, you good.
Thank you.
You
Thank
good.
you. I appreciate that. Mr. Curtis Wilcox, artist extraordinaire, Pedro Bell, and everybody else mixed up with your spirit and you doing your thing, sir. I honor and thank you.
Much love, Curtis.
Thank you.
Mr. Mark Lee.
Thank you.
Of course.
Mark, always good to
Goes
see
without
you.
saying.
And Zach,
We're
you know
gonna
you got my heart. Take
We're gonna
care.
get out of here on this.
Pace yourself. Take care of yourself, and much love.
Yep. And for everybody out there that understands health, just remember your health is important. So keep your health, keep monitoring your health. Men, go get your checkups, go get your, those tests that you might not want to take, but please know that you need to take them. They will save your life.
Going through it now.
Women, of course, breast cancer, this and that. Please make sure that you guys stay healthy. It's very important.
The bottom line is you want to hang around long enough to see the climax.
Yeah. That is
You don't
funny.
want to be the climax, you want to see it.
No.
True that. We got one more week left, Mark, for our anniversary, right? So next
one more week for the anniversary and everything.
Right? It'll be the end of May. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's like Memorial Day already. Insane. It's just like it's going by really, really fast. That's all I can say.
Right.
That's
Time.
all I can say. So I hope that
But we know
next
there's no
time I
such thing
see
as
y'all-
time, though.
What you say?
I said time, but you know there's no such thing as time.
Yeah, I
The
know.
such thing as the clock, but no time. But-
It is weird.
Yep.
It
So
is
everything.
weird. But that's that other conversation, though.
I
It
really
really
wish
is.
that attribute could be true, and I could go back about 20 years and say that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I didn't get older.
I think we all could do
It's a
that.
figment of my imagination.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, who knows? I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that this parallel kind of shift energy kind of thing, and y'all know I always keep my crystals around. Yes, that's right. Whoever said get your mammograms, I saw that. That's right. Dr. Brookenstein said that. That's right. Stay healthy, man. You're right, David, because we got to do that, man. Health is a funny thing. So that's all I'm saying. I just want people to stay healthy and just understand, hey, we love you out there. So, we get ready to get out here. I was looking for something specific, and I can't really find it, Mark. United We Stand. Do you see it?
Let me go in there with you and see if I find it. I didn't move anything. Let's see. We can't find United We Stand. It was up.
Because I wanted to end with that because I think we should stay united, and just like support each other. Like Nancy said, and shout out to Nancy Marie. Thank you for spending time with us and all that good stuff and everybody out there, man. It's been a long show today. 2 hours flew by. Got like that, yo. Just bang.
It's right after New York City burning, but I got it whenever you're ready.
Yeah, run that. I see y'all next time, man. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Mark. You guys
Much love, guys.
Absolutely brilliant. Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead, Mark. Tell us on. Bye-bye.
Hey, yo, man, what time is it? You know what time it is, man. 2 a.m.? Yeah, man. Man, you know what? What's that? It's 8:46, bro. Wow, that's deep. Yeah, you know what time that is. Yeah, man. Nappy head. Yo. Funk Army. What's up? Stand up. Get it live, y'all. Yo, Mo, drop that beat. You know what we gotta do. Yeah, man. We bringing this funk just for you. Repeat after me. Say, you don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, you don't, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. I'ma say that again for you. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Here we go, y'all. Now let me tell you a little story about United We Stand. It says we're gonna funk across this funkless land. We gon' stand up and let our voices be heard. We ain't gonna let nobody stop us from spreading the spiritual word. The ruthless corporate greedy don't give a damn about the needy. We need everybody in the house to join us on this one, all right? Y'all say, united we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Are y'all out there? You feeling me? United we stand, come on, y'all. Divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. United we stand, divided we fall. Funkin' with the poor people most of all, as they poison our mind with food control. Third eye is wise, sacrifice. Wake up and see what they doing to you and me. Keeping a separate product of Illuminati, like the jail cell did my boss John Gotti. Dirty politics and high-priced prostitution reside in all the important positions. Just look around at the injustice in the world. Some forced to live in a deplorable conditions. Watch what we do. This rap is coming up just for you. So sit back, relax, check out our phone calls. The nappy hip-hop army always bumping in your drum. Twitter, tweet, the TikTok. The ruthless corporate greedies don't give a damn about the needies. A movement, genocide and homicide is happening all around the world. Promise me this, promise me that, when all the fat cats stabbing us in the back. Man, get off my back, bro. Killing me. Let me see you wave your hand. We all wanna take the stand. Right the wall.